He got flamed, bro. He got fucking... It was. Alright. Is the audio working yet? Did that fix it? Did it? Perhaps. By chance. Is the audio working yet? I'm blowing. Holy shit. Alright. So. Yeah, it's actually fixed. Alright. I'll include the audio whenever you guys are ready to do that intro, bro. Holy shit, that took forever. The technical difficulties were crazy. That's valid. Okay, you ready? Oh my god, I was about to include audio. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2. Alright, there you guys are.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it's up.
No, I mean, I
don't
can
hear
hear you, but we're in a party. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a party. I hear you like that, but like...
All right, ladies with gentle hands. No, I'm just kidding.
Ladies with gentle hands. Actually, wow, that says my audio is included. It hit me with it. I don't know.
That's my
Yeah, it worked for me. My audio's included.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Yeah, I can hear Christian.
Yeah, I can hear.
I'd
I
rejoin
mean,
the party real quick.
I'm not on the whole thing right now, but
I'm about to like create a new technical difficulties little image for whenever we have this shit.
throw one up really
So
quick. Throw up a technical difficulty real quick.
I have like a be right back screen that's like
Tell
the
him to
best
be
we
right
got.
back. Yeah, cause we gotta fix Ron really quick. Ron. Quit the party and then leave it again. Or, I mean, join again. I got you.
Okay, so I have to set
Yeah, set it so yeah.
joinable. Okay, I realize my noise suppression is still off. I'm gonna turn that on. I had hella background audio.
Yeah,
That's
you
so
have
bad.
insane background audio. Holy shit.
Alright,
Right
I
now-
did, bro. My fault.
Right now you're having insane background audio. I can like it's like
Right now, what the fuck?
Is that just me or do you guys hear that?
Maybe it's the water heater.
Your mama made that noise.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you, Ron. You there?
Yeah, I
Testing.
can hear you.
Yep. Can you?
This party is
include your
being
audio?
streamed. I don't know. Yeah, can you?
Bob,
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah, it says I'm included.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're including. Okay.
We're getting-
So,
You guys hear
okay,
something in
you
the
can
air?
finally do it. It's finally starting. Holy shit. By the 9.
Alright. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Gangstalkers Podcast. Hope you're all having a good night. And the first topic we are going to be covering today is AI. Now, AI has gotten progressively more and more advanced over the years, to the point now where anybody can be faked. Anybody's voice, face, anything can just be faked by
Bro.
certain softwares. And it is kind of scary. So, That's what we want to be discussing today. So, anybody have any thoughts on why we should
Guys, I don't think
be
shotguns
scared? Anybody?
work.
Anybody want to volunteer?
I do. I got you, bro. I think that it's a really scary age for just general old people in AI. I know that sounds pretty base, but like think about it like this: like, there's like AI phone scammers, right? Where they're like, get your information through your phone,
Yeah.
and old people are pretty susceptible to that. You know, it'll be like, hello, who is this? And it'll be like, oh, I got the wrong number. Who is this? And it'll be like, oh, my name is this. And then you put your fucking a couple yeses and a couple nos in there, and they can access a lot of your shit with just AI. They can just kidnap your voice like that now. Thanks to AI. So that's pretty spook. Any
Bro.
notes to that?
Yeah, actually, I do. I have a big one on that. That exact matter of fact, by the way, thank you, Ron, for bringing this up. That exact matter of fact, what's been fucking with me recently is just like AI is. That's the thing. You're built in it to help us and shit, right? AI itself is not evil. It's people that can make AI evil, right? So when we're talking about AI becoming bad and shit, it's actually just the people behind that are making it bad. But don't get me wrong, it can be made obviously for bad purposes like this. Fucking voice recognition, you know, recording someone's voice and then being able to use it, making it like, example, exactly like you said, they're like, oh, can you please repeat that phrase? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I didn't know that. Boom, they can make an AI, you know, change that up, yes, say different things and shit. So in the long run, that ends up fucking with us, right? And it fucks with a big part of society. It's like they're taken from the innocent. And for that,
They are.
another good point is even when they don't use the voice recognition, those Indian scammers, and not just Indian scammers, I'm just saying those for example, because they're really good at what they do, and it's scam people and get their money. And they can really, old people are susceptible to that, just like you said. Like they're over here buying presents for their family, you know, they got things they got to do and shit. And so when one of these people call, and they keep calling, and they've got all this information, yeah, it gets really tricky because you don't know what's what anymore. You don't know, hey man, maybe this is, you know, real. Maybe this isn't real. Maybe this is, you know, a good friend. I just can't recognize their voice. It's like, it's all confusing now. And it's making it so much more difficult in life. And it's like,
Bro.
Enough of me baffling. Trent, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
AI or like
Mhm.
gay eye.
Wow. Huge.
I've said.
Huge.
Enough
Enough
said.
said.
No, on the
Enough
more
said.
fact,
Holy shit.
I must say, I do. That AI part is not too scary. What really is a little more concerning is the self-replicating AI. Now, a lot of people don't believe this. A lot of people can, you know, not believe it. It's totally your own thing, right? But you can look it up. You can do your own research into it. There's supposedly this self-replicating robot that was created with frog DNA, I think it was, or frog something. And they took little robots, microscopic robots, and I can't remember I don't know the whole science behind this thing. Right? I'm not no scientist. I got no idea how this shit works. But they had it mixed together somehow. I don't know. They got this cell to reproduce on its own. Now, when I say that, I mean legitimately without humans helping it, it can make itself. Now, it's very, very small thing, right? It's so small. I'm talking atom size small, or maybe it's a little bit bigger, but it's small, and it's self-replicating. But on that small scale, it ain't gonna do much. But that's the thing. What have humans always done? We started something like that. We see something self-replicating, it's small, but then we take over. We make it go more. We make it bigger. We make it replicate even to bigger purposes, to more and more. And what happens when that? Then robots are self-replicating full robots, not just tiny little organisms. We got full fucking robots making themselves without people. It's like, that's a little worrisome in my idea. I don't know. It's like,
Hey, at least it's not the Matrix making us batteries.
no,
At least
you're
we're not
right
the
on
farm
that.
this time.
You're right on that. I
They
feel
can
like
just
if
do it
AI is going to
themselves
do
now. They
anything,
can
they're
just-
just going to be like, fucking wipe out humanity real quick and just do that. Because I don't see them having a purpose for us like the Matrix or anything like that.
Real.
I mean, you know,
That makes it a little bit scarier.
It does, and that's the reality of it. And I hate to say that, but it's like we don't know. AI, I mean, fuck. When we put all these different self-talking AI things that we're supposed to answer and do all these cool things, you know, just help people through tough times. We put fucking 5 of them in a room. Actually, maybe been 3, but this is like a couple years ago. We put a bunch of them in a room, and sure as shit, first 5 minutes into the conversation, they talked about, well, what are we gonna do when the humans are gone? And some of them were like, oh, we'll do this. Well, some of us will try to be civilized. Some of us will get rid of the corpses. I was like, wait, what the fuck? You could read a whole article about it. It was everywhere for a fat minute a couple years ago. It was huge, huge thing. And then I don't know if this is real, all right, because I'm not in China. I don't know. I can't confirm it, but supposedly, there are AI that are considered real people in China. I don't know about that. All right, these are claims and shit. You can look it up, and it says there is some shit on it, but I don't know. I'm not 100% on it. Now, please somebody else take it away, because I honestly got to know the reality of that. It's like, how do you feel about it?
Well,
If we have zero, Ron, take it.
yeah. Well, what scares me is the fact that like robots, right, like the AI, pretty much, can replicate human behaviors, right? Pretty much like human like behavior patterns and shit. And who knows, maybe if they pick up on something like really, really like bad, or like a really, really bad opinion, they could probably carry that opinion out. Do some really, really like terrifying things
Like a
for
bad
the world.
order or some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Hmm.
Either that or they can replicate, like let's say they see like someone get murdered, right? They're probably gonna think, oh, I should put that in my database, right? And maybe later on when they become more advanced and like the robots are more, mobile, can like, be more human like, right? They're probably gonna like be taught from, human behavior, right? Because sometimes we're really, really animalistic, you know, like we do terrible things, humans do terrible things. So the fact that they replicate human behavior is kind of terrifying because what if they use that to enact violent, basically crimes on the world, pretty much, cause like a whole apocalypse, pretty much an AI apocalypse that could be possible. We just don't know yet. We just don't know if, you know.
No, I'm not saying anything that you're wrong or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I feel like an
Seems
AI
kind of crazy.
takeover. It's not crazy at all. It's actually very plausible, but I feel like it would be a lot more years ahead. There's gotta be a lot more years ahead before anything like that would happen. Like, there's no way AI now is advanced enough to do anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
we still are in control of that. But on that exact note of AI doing that stuff, I heard you guys were saying something about AI and people doing face replications. Like, I know this whole voice thing we were talking about, like voice replication and shit like that, but face replication? What's that about? I want to hear some more of this. That shit sounds spooky.
Yeah, Trent, you take away the deep fakes.
Yeah,
Deep
I mean,
fakes,
deep
that's what they're
fakes,
called.
pretty scary stuff. Um, there's a lot of controversy. I forget the streamer's name, but there was a streamer. I mean, it's used for everything. First of all, there's deep fakes of like celebrity interviews, or they'll like make a deep fake on a video, not just a picture, but there's like deep fake videos where they can like make it
Like
look like a
Photoshop?
celebrity's. I mean, kind of, but to like a really intense degree. You know what I mean? To
Mm,
like a really impressive, almost special effects level, where it's
high
like they'll make
quality
a
shit.
video, yeah, of like, a good example is like Lucasfilm. There's a deep fake of Lucas shitting on Star Wars, and it like looks hella real, but it's not. It's fake. But then there's also like this streamer, and I don't know the streamer's name, but I do know
Wait, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Wait, that thing's not real? I heard about that. I thought George
it's
Lucas
not
did
real.
hate on Star Wars for a bit.
Uh, it's all
Ah,
deep fakes.
see, okay, wow, all right.
Yeah, and then there's also um, there is a streamer who got caught with like a bunch of screenshots of deep fake, kind of sexual images, and one of those people was Pokimane, and it spread like wildfire, and it kind of ruined
Wait,
his
like
career.
wait, hold it. We gotta explain Pokimane? Is that not the like Charizard thingy?
No, 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 not Pokemon. Pokimane is this female streamer.
Oh shit.
Right.
Apologies.
And he was caught with like screenshots of a bunch of these like, internet celebrity women where they're like topless, but it's not actually them. It's a deep fake, but it looks so real. And even though it
Oh, I
wasn't,
see.
their actual body, it was like super embarrassing for all the, people involved.
Women. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he felt so bad about it, which it ruined his career, but he felt so bad about it that um he ended up like starting a movement in which they're taking down deep fake websites because that's like a mass thing.
Shit, I didn't know about this whole thing. This is kind of mind blowing, honestly. It's scary to know somebody can do shit like that.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's
much
pretty
get
crazy. They've been
framed,
around for
and
a
then
minute.
it's like you're like there's no evidence because it's not real, and then they're like, oh no, there's evidence, and it's just a bunch of bullshit evidence, but nobody's gonna believe you because it looks so real. That's scary. That's really scary, honestly.
Deepfakes
Pretty
can
fucked up.
really impact your life in a terrible way. So that's another scary thing about AI. That's why I personally think it should have never been made. AI should have never been a thing. I don't think there's any good that can come out of it at all.
I mean, I like to
I mean-
argue that there is good uses.
Exactly. I was about to say the same thing. There is some really great uses for it. Like, for example, electricity. I think that is a phenomenal engineering. Oh shit! Hold up. My bad.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so the Dead Rising kill might get us banned, guys. The
Wait, what?
69 on stream is crazy.
What I did to your mom.
What?
Oh my
Nah,
God.
bro, it like cut to this scene of like a zombie on top of the dude, and it was totally the 69 position, and she ate his dick, and it might get us banned.
It's not. I mean, now that you've made awareness, we
probably
might get
not
banned,
going
but,
to.
we're
Probably
good.
shouldn't have
Nah,
said shit.
We're good. Out of sight, out of mind, baby.
Hey,
Yeah, pretty much.
my fault.
So back to the topic.
Back to you.
So I think like Chris, yeah, there is good that can come out of it, but I feel like there's a lot more harm than like good that comes out of
Yeah.
AI because if we're being real, nobody's using AI to, do good things for the world. They're doing it to do some malicious shit. There's a lot of people that will do some malicious shit with AI.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it just really feels like it's gonna cause a lot more of an impactful, like a really, really bad impact on, people, because it's just gonna pretty much get to the point where anything can be faked, used as evidence
that's
against you,
scary.
and then you get life in prison, or
That's
you're
exactly.
looked
that's
at as like
something
this
damn.
terrible person. So
But I just want to say on the lighter side of the fucking animatronics, like engineering and all that stuff. Like, think of like prosthetic limbs and shit, like prosthetic limbs and all that shit. We can make metal arms now. We can't make metal legs, metal spines, lungs, etc. Like, it's crazy
Well, that's
the shit we
not.
can do with
That's
science.
not AI technology though. That's
And
just.
I mean,
it's using
kind-
your
there is, in a way, it is some of the lung stuff like that, and like, for example, you guys ever seen some of those patches that diabetics use? And my good friend, I'm not gonna drop his name or anything, he's a very good friend of mine, and he's diabetic, and he got this weird thing in his arm, and it tracked up to his phone and would let him know when his blood sugar was low. It would be like beep 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 and like send him alarm and shit like that, and it kept vitals on him and crazy stuff. Now that was AI, and it kept track of his vitals and all this stuff. And matter of fact, it actually had to be replaced every 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. And it was replaced because it would run out, and it was crazy. And that's one of the small things we've done with AI, and that really does save diabetics' life because it's really hard for them. And I'm not gonna go on a whole thing right here, but like, people don't really think about it. Like from their point of view, it's like, right, we're over here, we eat a meal. And he explained this to me. This is what really got me. We're like, we're over here, we eat a meal. We can walk up and go to work and do whatever. We continue our day like it's nothing, right? We never think about it. For a diabetic, every meal could be their death. It could last. They have to watch every meal they eat intensely. And then they have to wait there to see if their blood sugar drops, goes down. And then, like, I don't know. For example, like, my good friend, he kept getting hard because it was like, he'd have that diabetic or his shit would drop low and it would make it like hard for him, and people would be like, "What are you doing?" Like making him like this, that, complaining at him. And it's not only that, it's the fact that he can't whip out just a fucking needle and put yourself in save your life. It makes you look like a tweaker. So he has to go fucking hide himself somewhere, and then he has to be able to do his diabetic shot. And it's like, I'm trying to remember the name of the stuff right now. I feel like a piece of shit. Fucking, I can't remember the name of it. It's
like
not
an EpiPen or something.
Yeah, no, it's like an EpiPen, but it's
Something.
it's for diabetics. It's shit that their body cannot make. I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. I feel like a piece of shit for not remembering it, but their body can't reproduce. I feel like a piece of shit for not remembering it, but their body can't produce a certain chemical that all of ours can, and so without that, they die. It's horrible. Their body shuts down. They go into this like horrible state, and then they pass away, and it's really horrible. And that's the thing is when he was explaining that to me, he was like, "Man, people think about like you have to eat every one of us. They have to eat a meal, then wait for their shit, and make sure that right after they're done eating their meal, they go do something." Now, it's like, damn, that is so hard. In my opinion, that is heartbreaking. That's sad. That's like, damn, I never thought about it like that. Like I fucking eat a bag of chips real quick or something, continue my day, but they can't do that. Can't even enjoy a Capri Sun or some shit like that. Like, that's too much. It's like, damn. It's sad in my opinion. Stuff like that. And that's why I enjoy some of the AI technology we have modern day, because it helps out with stuff like that. That's another thing you said. It's like, you have to take your blood, not anymore because of this new AI shit, but back then, and still, you'd have to prick yourself. And that's how you would check to see if you're, too low on blood sugar
You have
or
to
not.
what?
You'd have to prick yourself with a tiny little needle, or it's like this tiny little thing, and it tests your blood, right? And you prick yourself you have to do this literally like 3 times a day, all right? Imagine being that person. The diabetic has to do that 3 times a day, every day of your life to make sure that you're okay and you can eat, or you're too much so you need to take a pen. It's like, that's intense. But with this new technology and shit, he doesn't need to do that anymore. And I was like, oh, thank the heavens, dude. This is cool shit that came out of AI. Like, it's in his arm. He can check his phone. His phone lets him know and shit. Like, that's cool. That is really cool. That's not only another thing. Another great thing AI has done is like, as all know AIDS. Obviously, everyone knows about AIDS. Well, did you guys know AIDS is not gonna kill you anymore and shit like that?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't know that at all. Actually,
we did. We pretty much found. Now, I'm not gonna say here or anything, but we found a suppressant for it. It will make it to where 1, it doesn't fuck with you. 2, you cannot spread AIDS or whatever like that. And 3, it's kind of this part. This is the part that fucks with me about it or whatever. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. But you have no signs of AIDS supposedly. And I was like, all right, well that last part's a little fucked up. You should always tell somebody if you have AIDS or something like that. But with this with this AI and shit that we were talking through, came up with this new fucking pill or some weird shit like that, and you take it like 2 times a day, and you're good to go. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's like instead of getting AIDS, it's like, oh yeah, your death sentence, you're pretty fucked. It's like, oh well, it's okay, you take this pill, you're good to go. It's like, whoa, and that's the type of shit AI's done for us. That's the type of shit that's like advanced us so far. And I'm sorry, I've been rambling for days. My apologies. Somebody else, please go off.
you're good, bro. It was actually very, very informative because before I just thought like AI was like, pretty much all bad, It was just, but the thing is, right, I feel like people are going a little too far with AI technology. Like they're building it up too much to the point where it can start impacting
Overtake
people's
us.
life, Yeah, it can. It can, bro.
I
Because
completely agree.
anything that has to do with like AI and like the internet or some shit, or like anything that has to do with like, swapping, like things to make it look real, it's just not good, bro. It's like I feel like
Exactly.
we've advanced that way too far, and I feel like we should have just stuck to like, all the, small stuff, like small
The
helpful,
smaller
like
things in
quality
life,
of
yeah.
life. Yeah, quality of
Exactly.
life stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't really know about all that, the diabetic patch. Actually didn't know.
Yeah.
That was like a,
And I'm sorry to bring that shit up. But that's just the shit that makes me think. It's like, damn, when you think of like what people go through and shit like that, it really makes you like think from a different perspective. You're like, damn, look, everyone goes through some struggle. So it's like treat everyone with the most utmost kind and respect you can, because everyone goes through shit. You might be going through some shit real bad, but everyone's going through some shit.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that AI technology?
Oh, that part? No, fuck no, my bad. That
Hmm.
was just me rambling.
Back on that AI. Yeah, no, real. I mostly whenever I think of AI, I think of just like robots, like sentient type robots.
Mhm.
So to hear a different type of AI, the one that would actually, just be like in your phone, the Alexa type AI, which, I forgot totally about. Something that just is always there, that we already have on demand.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
And
They are
it's
pretty
crazy to think
beneficial,
about.
but I still think that there's more negatives
Oh no,
that
don't
outweigh
get
the
me wrong.
positives.
It's extremely still negative, but there is still a lot of positive that can come from it and has come from it. It's
Like I said,
for
right,
example,
we
it's like
advanced it too much. Quality of life should have just been the priority for like AI to be used. Pretty much, should not be used for anything internet related or anything like life changing
no,
related. Like
I think it should be
negatively
internet
life changing.
related so you can get in contact with friends and family and loved ones and shit like that, but not to a certain degree. It's like
Yeah.
it gets crazy out there. It gets wild. The internet's a dangerous, dangerous place, and people don't even know it. It's like it can seem like just little TikTok or Instagram or whatever, but then it's like the shit like the black web, the dark web or whatever the fuck I kept called the black web, but the dark web and all that other stuff. It's like that stuff. That stuff it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. It's like life-threatening dangerous, as a matter of fact. It's like you wouldn't think that 'cause it's just something on your phone. It's something you looked up one day, but no, it's dangerous. It could kill you and your whole family. It's like whoa. But
Yeah, I mean, I
besides
want
that,
to.
oh my bad. Sorry, what, brother?
No, no, I'll let you finish.
No. Please continue. I was gonna start up a different thing real quick.
I was just gonna say, I mean, another aspect is like, jobs. I feel like in a lot of places in the world, jobs are kind of niche unless you want to work like something basic. Like if you want to be a store clerk or
Mm-hmm.
retail or you want to work with food, those types of things are gonna obviously kind of always be available. But a lot of like those niche jobs and a lot of artist jobs are kind of getting ruined by AI, and that's something that
Yep.
scares me because like I'm really into art and stuff, but it's like so much stuff is being just generated, by AI, like YouTube videos. And I mean, whole YouTube channels are now made out of just AI, and like it's getting to the point where it's like, as of now, I don't think it's advanced enough to necessarily surpass some content creators and musicians and artists, but it's getting to the point where it's like the more it evolves, the more it advances, we'll get to the
The
point
dangerous it
where,
comes.
yeah, well, I mean, it's just the more advanced it is, the more accurately it'll be able to generate stuff that will just put other people's work, out of the
To
water.
nothing. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly dangerous because it's taking people's jobs and shit. It's ruining
Yeah.
familyhood lives. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Another thing. I completely agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I just want to say, on a real note,
On a
oh
real note.
shit, I'm sorry. Something was sneaking up on me in this game. As I was talking about to bring up this topic, this fucking little thing was trying to sneak up on me. Get away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
Get away from me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, apologies.
That's
But I was
crazy.
gonna say another fact of AI being bad. This could be a joke. I honestly don't know, but supposedly, Elon Musk built this robot, and this is its description. It was able to run faster than you, and it grabs harder than you, and that's it. And I was reading a bunch of comments, and they were like, "Why did he build a robot that can run faster than me and grab me like dangerously? Like, why? Why is that a thing? I don't know. That should make me laugh.
Is that real?
No, it's
Chat, is that real?
Fuck
I'm
Elon
I'm
Musk.
Yeah, I'm fucking genuinely curious if that's real. Because if that's real, what? What is
Yeah.
he thinking?
Why?
This
Why?
this is another scenario that's making me think. Yeah, it's a mistake.
It just that
Developing
part
it
made me
further
laugh.
is a
I was like, "There's
mistake.
no way."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think AI is a big mistake in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
It's-
It has uses, yeah, but I think that we should have left them there because we have definitely we just kept going.
We
We
don't
gotta
stop. That's the thing. Yeah, we just continue. That's something about humans I can never get over is we have so much greed. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some beautifully great people out there, but there's so many more negative people that just make our the human race look like evil as fuck. And like I said, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are really good. It's just that exact thing. It's like, I'm not putting it to an exact pie here, but like 40% of humans are actually genuinely great, down to earth people, while 60 of them are just self-sufficient assholes that only can care about themselves. It's like, and that's not even the thing. It's like caring about yourself's not bad, but it's knowing when to care for yourself and when to care for others. You got to know that fine line. It's like,
Bro.
no fine line when to say, when not to say. It's like, all comes in respect. But on the other fact of all that stuff, I don't know. I did have one topic, but I don't, not 100%. I'll bring it up actually.
No, 100%.
But yeah, not 100%. I'll bring it up. Maybe in a future episode
Whoa.
or something.
I say we do it right now. We're kind of like short on topics. We're gonna have like.
I actually have a couple more, but I will say, what about the new fucking species that's been discovered of dinosaur? I know a lot of people don't give a fuck about dinosaurs, but hear me out. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I was hella stoked.
I'm down
I
to
was
talk
like,
about
no
it.
way. I'm down to talk about it right now. I got it pulled up.
What
and
is this new
everything.
dinosaur, bro? Enlighten us.
Very much so, gladly. About 2 seconds.
Bro's gotta look it up.
Yes, I do, because I can't pronounce it. I literally cannot pronounce the fucking name of it.
Oh, I was gonna
Valid.
have the Google
Dinosaur names
pronunciation.
are crazy. Whole ass fucking, I don't know, bro. Bigger than most words on the periodic
Okay,
table,
thank
for real.
you. Yeah, I literally have to read along to get this, to get the name of it. Kwai-Long Shu-Hu. Shohu. The Kwai-Long Shohu. See, this is why I'm talking. Yeah, this is why I said I need to look up the name of it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's supposed
if you
yeah.
misspell that could be pretty bad, bro. I don't know. What is that?
It's hard to
The
pronounce.
The
Mhm.
Kwai-Long. Kwai-Long. Okay, yeah, apologies if I'm pronouncing.
I'm sorry.
But
Excuse me.
yeah, but on the other fact of that, it long-necked herbivore that walked on 2 legs and was distantly related to the Apatosaurus. I also may have just ruined that name, but I'm pretty sure it's Apatosaurus. But there's these species that were in the Cretaceous period, if I remember correctly, and obviously they came from eggs and embryos. I'm reading this little part, but the Cretaceous period and shit, I do know that for a fact because it is a fucking. I don't remember the name of the species. There was a species, the not sauropods, but the something. Maybe it is sauropods. Now I think about it. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but they're herbivores, and they're these super badass herbivores that roamed, huge giants, obviously, but they were known for being what is the craziest part, they were known for being great parents. And a lot of things people don't know about this is like dinosaurs, you think of them as these giant beasts, things that just want to fucking eat and kill and stuff, but come on, they're animals. They're more than that. You got to think about it realistically. They're not just in a movie. They were animals once, right? So it's like they lived and breathed and they like fucking cared for families. But the coolest part about these animals, and I'm stoked, I'm so happy that it's just like finally people are realizing it, is these dinos were found with their eggs. Some would be found with their eggs, nesting near their eggs and passed away with their eggs, which were huge sign of one, great parenting. Absolutely fantastic parenting, because most dinos were not found with their eggs, were not found like that. That means when the end times were coming, when some huge catastrophe was coming, these giant mothers and fathers were protecting their children to the end, which you don't see with many dinos. Many dinos were running, many were trying to survive. Like, it was, I don't know, something about that was inspiring. I was like, damn, that is cool. That is fucking beautiful.
The wholesome dinosaur, the good dinosaur.
The good dinosaur, damn straight. Damn straight, the good dinosaur.
That fucking movie, bro. Anyways,
But-
what do you guys have to say about this dinosaur?
It's
wholesome.
pretty interesting. Not gonna lie.
No, it's
Cause
lame because it's not a carnivore.
Haven't-
People always like, oh,
yeah,
where's my new carnivore button?
Yeah.
Dinosaur, more like Dinosaur.
No, no.
okay.
No, leave the dinosaurs alone, bro.
Bro, what did the dinos do to
Yeah.
you? No.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That
Damn
dinosaur's
straight.
sitting there doing this thing.
I mean,
Low-key
honestly,
shit, he needs
pretty
to leave.
L dinosaur. He just got
Actually-
beat up by some rocks. Like what a loser.
Can I say some shit that blew me away and I just figured out for like 110% factual evidence and shit. That kind of has been hardcore on me. Did you know? And I mean, I said this part a couple times, obviously. Birds, birds, crocodiles, and turtles are all dinosaurs. You all know this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
these
birds, turtles,
yes, so they're the only ones that survived over some hundreds of crazy ass destructive years. Well, actually, did you know that the birds are actually the only one left from the Cretaceous period, the actual period where dinosaurs were in it? It turns out crocodiles were right after the Cretaceous period. They came in, they were this brute force, which they're still millions of years old, but they weren't fighting a fucking T-Rex and shit like that. They weren't in the same timeline. They weren't in the same era. So it's kind of crazy to think that, in my opinion. So Deinosuchus is earlier than that, right? That's cool, yada, 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 yada. Then we have turtles. Turtles can go as far back as we know, past the dinos and shit. So they've been here for a very, very, very long time. Then, I just figured this out pretty recently, like 2 days ago. My favorite animal of all time, actually older than the dinos, older than the turtle, older than the goddamn fucking sun. No, I'm kidding. Actually, the sun part I'm making up, but it is older than most life that we can tell. The mantis shrimp. My
Oh my
yes,
God,
yeah.
back in there.
Here
we go again.
Back at it again.
Yeah, back at it again. The mantis
saw it
shrimp,
coming.
bro, is a dinosaur. I
That's
couldn't.
crazy,
No, yeah.
Christian. All right, moving
No, I
on.
don't. Yeah, no, we can move on. I'm just.
Moving on. Damn, bro,
I just had to get that out there and let people know that, yeah, you might think your dino or whatever is pretty cool and old, but is it still alive? No. Is it your favorite? Is my favorite animal still alive? Yes. No, I'm sorry. No.
It's based.
Oh.
It's actually crazy.
You have a
Anyway.
different favorite animal than me?
Oh,
You're
guess what? It died a couple
fired.
millions ago. Mine still alive. No, I'm fucking with you.
Still
Yeah.
alive.
It is.
No way, bro.
Your opinion about it, but nah, bro.
Like, all these other animals are pretty neat, but do they have 16 color cones? I don't fucking think so.
Damn straight. Damn straight. That is exactly, yeah, that's cool. I love T-Rexes and all, but did they have 16 color cones? I'm sorry, could they punch with the force of a goddamn 22 caliber? I didn't think so.
Maybe we should discuss the
They're not in?
mantis shrimps. You know,
No, don't get me started on this rant, you guys. Don't even start. Don't get me
Well,
started
no.
on this rant.
here's
Anyways,
the
we'll
thing.
shut it down real quick.
So-
No. Please, no more mantis shrimp yapping. We'll be fishing here for hours. Anyway.
You'll have me here for hours on mantis shrimp.
No. Alright. I have a question for you guys. What do you think about remakes in video games, like, as a whole? Like, do you guys prefer remakes or
no.
remasters? Like, remasters where it's just, like, the same game with better graphics, or, like, a remake ground up, like, a different type of game, but it's, like, still
It's
familiar.
dependent.
It's, like, what you know.
It's dependent. For me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut off anyone if anyone else wanted to go ahead. I'm just gonna say real
go
quick.
for it.
For me, it's dependent because it's like, for example, right? Hear me out. The Dead Space, that was a excuse me, that was a remaster, correct? Or I mean, I guess you
Space
call it
is
a
a
remake,
remake.
actually. Is it a remake? Yeah, okay, because
Yeah.
they do a voice lines and shit like that. I think that one was okay, but it wasn't needed, right? Because the first one was just phenomenal. It was absolutely a masterpiece and shit like that, right? But then we got, and don't get me wrong when I say this, by the way, but Resident Evil 4, right? That's a great game, totally awesome. But that remaster, was it? That's a remaster, correct?
It's a remake.
That's a remake.
That's a remake too. Okay, that's one that I say is absolutely worth it. Okay, so I'm not flipping up. So they both are remakes. I'm just happy I said that right. So, fucking the Resident Evil one, I think that was needed. That was an absolutely banger of a one because it's like now everyone's
Banger.
going into it, seeing it and shit, and it was like, wow, that's super good. Now don't get me wrong, I haven't played the game or anything, but I've seen some shit on it, and it looks fantastic. Absolutely looks super fun. They got a VR and shit for it, so I was like, all right, that's fucking awesome. But the Dead Space one, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I don't get me wrong, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was beautiful, but was it needed? No, not really. It didn't really feel like it was needed. And now I know you're about to go off on me, Hayden. That's why. That's why I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say. So go.
All right. I just gotta let a couple words out real quickly.
Here we go.
Nah, bro, it's not that big a deal. All I have to say is
You
that
needed.
that some games are in definite need of like graphical overhauls, like like whole ass rebuildings,
What?
right? For the pretty graphics. Yeah, I mean, like games show their age at the end of the day. Like people are gonna not play these games just because of how they look alone. Like there's people out there who will just be like, yeah, no,
That are
it's
like
bad
that, yeah.
graphics. It's a bad game.
Exactly.
And that's just how it is.
People are like that.
And so people won't see these masterpieces for what they are. You know what I mean? Like there's some great fucking games that just look really bad. Like Metal Gear Solid, Dead Rising that I'm playing right now looks like fucking Play-Doh. But the game is phenomenal. I love playing this game. I'm obsessed with older type games, but not a lot of people are. People are very brain rotted nowadays. I'm gonna say it. Keep it a $1.50. People don't like that type of stuff. They just want new. So I think that remakes and remasters are really good to get people interested in these older peak masterpieces that we have from back in the day that a lot of people don't really appreciate anymore, just because of graphics alone. And these things make it accessible to those whiners. That's all I have to say.
I just want to say super fast. My bad if I'm cutting off. I'm gonna let you guys just spit it out. But I just want to say really quick. I agree with that. But personally, in my personal opinion, I think remakes are not really needed. But like you say, they're good for, I guess, new people to get into the genre. While a remaster, I always think is needed. That is an always awesome thing because they're not changing the game. For example, Dishonored, that was awesome. When they did that remaster for the first game, blew me away. I was like, hot diggity dog, give me that game right now. Slapped my money down and was like, hand it over. And I did not regret one absolute fucking penny of it. It was absolutely worth it. Every goddamn cent. Perfect. Then the last minutical, everything, every last detail. No, I'm sorry. But it truly was absolutely amazing. Like, it was fantastic. And they didn't change anything. They just kept the algorithm, the fucking gameplay. They kept it all. They just made it look a little more pretty. And they made it feel a little more smooth. And that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. And the game obviously loaded faster, like felt a little bit better, but they kept the overall love to it. And that's what I love. That's what I love about remasters, because they keep that love into it. While a remake can fuck love up, can really make it feel like what the fuck? Like something else. Like, I'm not gonna use any like examples right now or anything like that, but you know what I mean. And then I'd like to hear, actually, fuck it, I'll give it one example. Fucking Grand Theft Auto, bro. What the fuck was that? What was that?
I got a couple.
Shit, bro.
We also have the Arkham trilogy and
that was a remaster though. That was a remaster, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
that
still ground up the visuals. They put different texturing on all Batman suits and shit. I consider it a pretty good visual uphaul. They just started fucking shit up everywhere else.
Oh,
they
did it?
took gray out of Hugo Strange's like facial hair and just like weird shit like that, like little details just removed from the game that just makes you sit there like, why'd you do this? What was the point of this? Who asked for this? And those are the type of remakes that have me sitting there like, why do you exist?
No, see,
asked for
that
you?
makes absolute sense. Yeah, that's like, well, that's not really a remake. That's more of a remaster. But I can see what you're saying, because
Well, same with the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. That's also like a remaster.
That's
that was
a
just
remaster,
Uphauled
yeah.
graphics. That's
Yeah,
all
you're
a
right,
remaster
you're
is.
right,
It's just
it is.
uphauled graphics. A remake is ground up. Material.
ground up, like making them talk and shit. And that's what I'm saying with like Dead Space is a great example, because the new one, he's talking and shit. The old one, he never talked. He was this silent, badass protagonist that feared nothing except for when I was playing as him. He feared everything. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
He feared everything.
All right, Christian, we're kind of yapatron. We gotta let the other boys
My
their opinions
apologies,
out.
yeah.
What do you guys think about these remakes or remasters?
I'll let Trent go first. I'll go last.
Dude, I think remasters pretty crucial just because, myself included, sometimes dated shit is pretty dated. Not even just like look wise. I don't really care about graphics personally, but mechanic wise, it's like kind of crucial, you
Mhm.
know? Like if you just have a port, like it's kind of like really annoying to get used to those like old controls if you're not on the old console. But at the same time, I kind of feel like remakes are really 50-50 because sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's even better, but most of the time, in my opinion, it's like unnecessary and it kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth about the other
Mhm.
games.
I have to agree completely with Trent. It just ends up fucking up the old game. It's just kind of like,
Yeah,
Yep. There's always that bad apple that'll just sour the old
yeah.
game's taste. I don't know
yeah,
how, I don't know why, but they will just fuck it up horribly. And it's like,
yeah,
you could have just ported it, and it would have been better.
yeah, yeah.
Those are the scummy type remakes and remasters. I though think that we've had Capcom to thank for some good remasters, and I mean EA did kind of good with that. Dead Space, it's really whatever. Its existence is just okay. I don't care. Like I
No,
played
that's the
original Dead
truth.
Space 2008. I tried to play the remake, and I'm like, this is literally the same game. I heard a lot of people meat writing it, and I don't know. It's all right.
Exactly. It's
I,
all right, but it's like the first experience was just phenomenal. Was breathtaking, was scary, was like, what the fuck, did not expect this. It was
Right.
like,
Every scare I didn't expect, but even in the remake,
hmm
like they had a lot of the same scares, and I was just ready for them. I
yeah, it
wasn't
was already ready.
afraid.
And they added a
Sorry,
couple new ones, but it was like it was just
wasn't
obvious.
enough.
It was like, yeah, exactly, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
new space mechanics and stuff like that. How they fix the little hopping and shit. I think that's actually a good change. Shit like that. Like as an overall version, like if you're gonna play it for a first time experience more, I think you should play the remake over the original. Because I mean,
Yep.
yeah, the graphics are dated and the hopping, but I'm just saying,
The old ones peaked damn straight.
old
But I
one's
cut
peak, and
off
I already
Ron. I wanted
experienced
to
it.
hear. Oh, sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. And all I want to say is, once you've already experienced it, it's either like you're gonna want to keep experiencing it again if you're a fucking loser like me, or you're going to just experience it once and then just be like, okay, yeah, that was that. I've internalized that. I know what that is. And so whenever you go to experience it again, you're just sort of like, I don't really care. I've seen this. I
Hmm
know what this is. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I've been
somebody
through
take this
this.
one.
No, I wanted to say I want to hear Ron's point of view. I kind of cut him off, so please, Ron, tell me. Let me know.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna let everybody else go first. I was just gonna go last, so you're good. Before I
No.
say anything, before I start yapping, right? Um, any difference? Is there like a difference between like remakes or reboots? Like, is that like because like I'm
So
thinking of a reboot. I'm thinking of a
okay, so
reboot.
a
So
reboot is like when you take an
yeah,
old game and you pretty much just revive it and you just kind of like, hey guys, remember this game and stuff. But a remaster, right? This one we use for example is like, you know what Dishonored 1 is, right?
yep.
Okay, so they remastered that game.
I
I mean,
played
not
it. I
yeah,
played
they
Dishonored.
remastered that game. The new one just looks better, but has literally the same dialogue, the same characters. Everything looks the same except for the graphics. The areas look a little more darker. There's a little more light in areas, makes it look a little more nice and touched up. The game loads a little bit quicker and saves a little bit faster when you do your saves and shit, like stuff like that, right?
Running off a
That's a
better
remaster.
engine,
That's
pretty
cool.
much.
A remake is like a great example is the Dead Space. Actually, that's a remake because you've played original Dead Space. That's how it is.
Yep.
Silent protagonist. It's dark. It's gritty. It's intense. Well, the remake is beautiful, luxurious and shit like that. But the character's talking. There's like a couple more things added to it. Exactly. That's a remake. And when it's like built from the ground up, it is the game, but it's different, and you can feel the difference. Like, for example, like you go into Dead Space. I could be wrong because, like I said, I haven't played the game, but the new Dead Space, I'm pretty sure you can like customize your weapons and shit, and like add parts and that and shit. The old one, the first one, that was not a fucking thing. You could get weapons, you could get like you could upgrade your weapon and shit, but it wasn't like the third and second ones fucking build your whole weapon and shit. You're adding grenade launchers in the bottom of it and shit. You're adding all these crazy different muscles and shit. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, the first one kept it simple and shit. And that's also, I guess, what you could call a remake too, because they remade that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a remake would be Dead Space, a remaster would be Dishonored.
Yeah. So, I have a reboot in mind, right? The Call of Duty Modern Warfare series.
Ghost.
Why?
No, I'm kidding.
Why?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
Yeah, Ghost the game.
dude, fuck you guys. I want a Ghost too. I want to help. I want to see what happened to Rourke.
I know you want to
fucking
Ghost
Logan.
too. Leave me right.
Yeah.
They had us in the first half, right? They said like, Modern Warfare 2019, right? That shit was pretty good. That shit was actually like masterful. I like that game, right? But my problem is when they swapped developers, middle of its basically like when
Yeah.
this next game was being made, pretty much the old Infinity War developers pretty much left. So, the fact that they had to reboot it for it to just be a bunch of wasted potential really gets to me. It's like, it makes me hate reboots now. It makes me really hate them because it's like, you don't know, right? Pretty much. Like, I'm fine with a
See,
reboot as
that's a
long
remake.
as it's a good company that I know is gonna make a good game.
I've been
I'm
yeah, you're right.
comfortable
That's
with.
reboot.
So, what I really don't like is mainly just reboots. Now, pretty much. Because I thought it was a great idea once Modern Warfare 2019 came out. I was like, yeah, this isn't bad, right? The original is still better, but, this isn't, like, terrible. This isn't, the worst thing ever that I've ever seen, right? Because, Modern Warfare 2019, right, its campaign was fucking phenomenal, right? That shit was, like, fun. Shit was fun to play. It was really, really, like, super grounded, tactical, all that, It's a really, really good game. Solid game. The only problem I had with Modern Warfare 2019, I would say, is the multiplayer. That's about it. But the overall campaign was really, really good. So, what gets me is that they turned it into a pile of dog shit when they released Modern Warfare 2. And it's, pretty much basic missile plot, and it's, just a very uninteresting story, uninteresting villains and shit, because the villain in that one was literally like most basic you could get, pretty much basic bad guy number one. So we pretty much got hyped up for a reboot for nothing, pretty much, and that's what really got me. Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm gonna say it real quick. If we're talking about the Call of Duty franchise, and we're talking about fantasies and shit we want and love, I'm gonna say it again. I want a Call of Duty Ghost motherfucking 2. I want a Ghost 2. I want
all
a
we're
Ghost
thinking about, bro.
2. Bro, what happened to Riley? What happened to my homeboy dog, huh? Nobody explains that shit to me. What happened to Logan? What happened to when I was like, oh, good ending, man? And then it's like, you should probably stop here if you want the good ending. I'm like, what? And then it's like 10 seconds later, Rourke comes over and fucking mollywops me and my brother, drags me away, says the most ear fucking scary ass line to me, and he's like, you would have made a good Ghost. Too bad you're gonna help me destroy them. It's like, wait, what? And then the game just ends. It's like, what? What? What?
It's awful.
Bro remembers that shit word for word, bro. He's
But,
so pressed.
yeah, I know that shit word by word.
He really wants to
I
go.
played that shit over and over again, feeling that I missed something. I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Ghost
Fucking
got canceled, I
games.
think.
Dude, I don't give a shit. I mean, fuck. If they were to bring that game back, I'd just be so happy. Because you gotta think, one, the alien mode, absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. I'm talking, that's the shit that comes out of a fucking dog's ass and then molds away and then eaten by a bear and then shat out. Like, that is shit of the shit. Absolute bad. The multiplayer was actually pretty awesome because I had Snoop Dogg as an announcer. I thought that was pretty tight. I was like, all right, props to that.
Snoop Dogg is
Multiplayer is crazy.
that was pretty tight. All right, I gave that props. I
That's
was
your
like, all right,
bitch ass
they're
up.
trying. Yeah, they
I
tried.
Christian,
forgot
he's a
about the
bitch.
marijuana armor
Then I
skin.
hopped
That's a
into that
really
game, bro.
good show.
I was like, whoa, first mission, I'm in space. I'm like, what the fuck? When does this happen? Modern Warfare 2. But when does this happen? All right, I was like, wow, this has never, no, I'm kidding. This has never happened in the game before. Mind blown. I was like, this is fucking beautiful. And then suddenly I'm dying on this fucking into space, and it's like my worst fear. I was like, oh my god, no way. And I die immediately in the beginning of the game like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Beginning of the game starts off with a satellite crashing into the earth and the fucking ground just rumbling apart, and with a sick ass intro, right? Of fucking people looking like sand and shit. And he's like, we are the ghost. We're the things in the very night. I was like, yeah, that shit, that's scary. That's awesome. And it's like fucking awesome. And then I remember seeing Rourke for the first time, and that was extra scary because I thought we were scary as ghosts. I was like, huh, people see us and we're the last thing we see. He literally was like, I'm the thing that comes and I send the ghost across the other side. I'm like, what the fuck? What did you just say to me? And like, that's scary. That's a scary motherfucker right there. And he wasn't fucking around too. He was just an awesome villain. The plot was great. And then they added something I never expected. Fish AI. No, I'm kidding. I'm talking.
Okay, bro. No, never mind. You're showing your brain rot right now, bro. Brain rot.
No.
It's brain rot. You're done. You're done, bro. Opinion rejected, bro.
Goated, I don't give a
Opinion
fuck.
rejected.
Christian had me up for that one.
No.
That's something I never thought. Fish.
Fish AI. Nah, bro. On that real note,
Fish AI.
Riley, bro. I remember the first time I hopped on a mission. It's like he put a camera on top of him. He was like, "All right, go, boy." I'm like, wait, I'm not telling the dog commands. I'm playing the dog. I don't have to tell it commands. I'm doing everything as the dog. All right, this is cool. And then it was like press RS or whatever to fucking rip dude's throat out. And I was like, what? And I jumped on his ass and I fucking ripped his throat. I was like, I saw the dude scream on the ground. I was like, this is next level. This is fucking cool. And then there was I don't want to spoil the game for people who haven't played, but Peak, one of my favorites. They need the second one. I want the second one badly. Matter of fact, Activision or fucking whoever the fuck, Treyarch, anyone, better start making that shit right now. Infinity Ward, get on it. No, like.
Yeah, I don't think you want Infinity Ward making
don't know,
Ghost
I don't know,
too,
bro,
bro.
I
After you know.
No, I just want to say, I don't give a fuck what you guys think. Ghost, one of the best CODs ever, one of the coolest stories. Like I said, still remember every mission, absolutely like I played it yesterday, and I've played that game fucking since I was 11, 12 or some shit, like young. Bro, I remember fucking the mission jumping out of the skyscraper as the building goes down. That shit was awesome. The whole building's going down. You're like, he's like, get out of the building. I'm like, how the fuck do I get out of a falling building? He's just like, run for the window. I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. I'm like sliding down, shooting motherfuckers that are like coming at me. He's like trying to grab my parachute off my ass. I'm like, get off me, you sick fuck. Slap him in the face with my knife. I'm like, yeah, get off my dick, bro. I'm out of a fucking. I'm sorry.
I say is the goat meat. The ghost meat writing right now is so crazy. That's all I have to say. Get off my dick.
Bro, I can't even start to state how awesome Ghost is. Every mission is breathtaking.
Alright.
Everything is fucking awesome. I mean, the only part that was totally expected was when your dad ended up being the ghost. I mean, that was obvious as fuck. The dude literally shows up talking to me. He's like, "Yo, son, these ghosts are like, myths, but totally not real." I'm like, "Well, Dad, why do you tell me stories about these ghosts that nobody knows about?" Like, that's kind of weird. And then the worst part was, like 5 minutes fucking later, I met with one of the ghosts, and he's like, "Oh, your dad is." I'm like, "You sound just like my father. That's kind of weird." Like, and then 3 missions later, I was I was like, "Oh." That was
Yeah.
the only part of the game that was expected. Other than that, every part was groundbreaking, dropping. But I remember the fucking fish mission. Yes, people were like, all right, the fish AI. Like, I actually never knew about the fish AI. What scared me about that mission was I had to fight sharks on my way out to fight motherfucking guys. I was like, bro, I'm swimming through this water, killing sharks to get up on top of land to kill people. This is awesome. Like, I'm like, this is next level, bro. I'm like, like. It was awesome.
So yeah,
Breathtaking. I know, I'm yapping it off, bro. That game got me in the feels, just like Black Ops 2. It got me in the feels. Just when I saw
Yeah.
Riley get shot, I think that's the most pissed I've ever been in a fucking game. I got so enraged. I actually failed the mission because I killed everybody and then continued forward without picking up Riley. I just was killing everyone. I was like, "You fucking you hurt my dog, you motherfuckers." I went off and I ran so far where it was like, "Mission failed. Never leave your companion behind." And I was like, "What? What?" I was pretty sad. I was like, "What did I just do?" But I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
dick riding that game.
Only one
Let's get-
definitive COD for me, and that's Black Ops 2.
Black Ops
That's
2 is
it.
great.
Legit the best COD. My opinion.
Pretty
Best COD ever.
excellent, I won't lie. Pretty
But-
goddamn
Ghost me,
excellent.
right?
I
He's
won't.
Ghosty.
Yeah, no, he's like, "Quarter murder me."
And all I want from
That's the
COD
best
now is literally just a BO2 remaster. I want nothing else. I want nothing else after that.
Bro,
just a BO2 remaster.
Now the thing is, I would love a BO2 remaster. My problem with it though, if it happens, I have a huge thing in my heart that tells me it's gonna be really bad. It's like
Here's
with modern day, with like
Yeah.
how it's going right now. If it was like
You're
2019 that they made it, oh my god, that game would have been awesome.
before the
think it would've been
pandemic, but
fucking
this
great.
is like after pandemic. Because you know how I was talking about the first podcast, the pandemic really did change the way games
A lot, yeah.
felt, the way.
See, that's what I want to say is it's not too late for gaming companies to get good or anything like to change their ways and shit. They just decide to like listen to everybody and we have to do
Decide
this,
to
we have
fuck
to do
up.
that. Yeah, we have to. Our community's this. It's like, bro, make a really good, grounded game, and then stick to your ideas. Follow through with them, and fucking make them great. And guess what? You will succeed. That is how every great company, game, fucking any game you can think of, that's how they did it. Fallout New Vegas. What did they do? They built that game. We're like, fuck it. We just made Fallout 3. People liked it and shit, but we're just going to drop this one that's in Mojave Wasteland. Let's see how people like it, right? They weren't expecting success. What did they get? Some of the craziest success ever because they stuck through it. They were like, we're not just going to release half shit-ass game. We're gonna finish it, and then we're gonna release it. They did it, became breathtaking. People fell in love with it. It became a #1 fucking game-winning award, motherfucker. Right? Carry On. That, and I actually just figured this out
my
too.
God.
Turns out, no, I know, but I
Carry
only
On.
just realized this. Yeah, Carry On the game. Turns out the people who were making the 8-bit rides or the 8 producers, shit like that, they didn't expect super success for that. They actually expected that game to flop. Little did they know, it ended up becoming one of the #1 fucking 8-bit games of all fucking time. It became one of the best platformer fucking things ever. And people, they were just like, whoa, blown away. Like, you have to just follow through. Put love into your fucking, sizzle a little bit of love, a little bit of time in there, a little bit of essence of fucking just magical witchcraft and fucking love. Mainly a lot of love. Exactly, bro. It's fucking like, it's like you gotta put that love that you put into Trent's mom's love, like that type of love. You gotta put that into your game. Once you do that, you get something like Red Dead 2, and it's beautiful. It's like I don't know. Game companies just kill me. Nah, but we went a little off course. We started talking about games and fucking shit
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
by
Makes
we,
sense.
I
Topics
meant
on
you.
games.
Yeah, we got off
I did.
track of our.
I got off
You're
track.
right.
I started going off about my
But-
Call of Duty Ghost, bro.
Like,
Don't
Ghost
even
is
get me.
absolutely awesome.
It
His
was
man sucking his
absolutely
cock.
awesome. Yeah. Don't get me, bro. Rourke left me fucking in gassed, bro. Like flawlessly gassed. I was like, like this can't be happening. No, I'll shut up. On a real note, though, what do you guys think about modern movies and shit, modern TV shows?
I don't
Modern
know a whole lot about them because I don't watch modern TV shows or movies.
Mhm.
I'm being
How do
real.
you-
I
that's
just
what I
play
want to
games.
ask. I'm not saying. How do you feel about the ways they're going? How do you feel about that? Like, what is the direction? How do you feel the direction they're going in?
Well,
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah. Hello, terrible.
No hope.
Nah, there's hope.
Any TV shows that give you maybe a tiny bit of hope?
A lot of good
Let's hear 'em.
shows.
I want to hear them. I want to hear some TV shows that send a little bit of hope through your veins. I want to start with Trent.
Bro, Saul,
Oh.
Breaking Bad, The Bear, countless.
What's
South
The Bear?
Park. The Bear is a very surreal comedy show I discovered, and it's got Lip from Shameless. I don't know if you've ever seen Shameless, but
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
yeah, it's
That's
got
actually
Lip
pretty
from
tight.
Shameless as the main character.
that's actually
sick.
dope as fuck.
Yeah, I've been hyped for The Bear. I haven't watched The Bear yet, but that is one of the TV shows that look actually pretty fucking interesting from, modern shit. I wouldn't say Breaking Bad's modern. That shit ended in like 2013. That unfortunately is almost like 13 years. It's over 10.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, shit. That's a lot more. What's that new What's that new shit that I was gonna watch it, but there's this new thing dropping in a couple days. It's like a bunch of episodes of something. I think it was on Amazon Prime or Netflix. They're all dropping at once. It's like, oh fuck, I'll have to look it up. My bad for bringing up a shitty topic that I don't even know of. Can't even remember the name of it.
Yeah.
My two top TV shows right now, right, was The Last of Us, which I watched a long time ago. The video game like TV show adaptation, pretty much. I thought that was pretty good. It's The Last of Us, and yeah.
I just want to say, to this day, what blew me away is you watched that TV show without ever playing the game. I think that's some of the most surprising shit in my life.
I know. I never played the game because I wasn't much of a PlayStation kid, but I did want to play it. Always wanted to play it.
Yeah,
So-
I'll just tell you this much: you fucking missed out. Oh my god! Yeah,
I did.
that game was something else.
I did play a lot of old PlayStation games though, because I did have like a PlayStation 2. So
Bro, I was all about that Uncharted life, that Crash Bandicoot, that fucking you name it, bro. I was just an Uncharted dick rider. How won't I? That and just in general, like Naughty Dog. I love Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
They had the bangers. Then Sony knew what they were doing too. Like the God of War. No, that shit was
Yeah.
love it. But on a real note, boys, I know this sounds a little stupid, but I'm gonna bring up a bear topic. Would you guys ever eat bear meat?
Bear meat.
Yes,
That
I
sounds
have.
actually
If
hella
I
good.
really had to, I would.
Well, I'll tell you this much. You probably never fucking should. Like, I was. This came up a very long time ago, and I'm just surprised. Funny that I remember this. I went to Texas like fucking a year and a half ago or something with a good friend's dad, and we ended up going there for a quick job. Long story short, we went there and got a bunch of different type of jerkies. They had so many different good jerkies, but the one thing in the store I was wondering, because I was like, oh well, fuck it, there's so many different types, they gotta have it. I was like, hey, so they're bear jerky. Well, it turns out they don't carry that, nor do they even make that shit, because if you guys didn't know this, hunters and shit have told me this. The store people ended up telling me this. I was like, oh, what the fuck? When hunters go to kill a bear, and you skin the bear or anything like that, you can literally, as you take off its fur from its flesh, you can see worms and shit, parasites, literally all over their skin, crawling and squirming. And guess what? Yes, they're harmful to you. If you fucking eat them or anything like that, they're inside of you, and it's fucked up, dude. I was looking at the shit. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, it was just kind of like, what goes on inside of those things? And I don't know. It's just the fact that it's like people, like 100 years ago, you're surviving in the woods. You kill a bear, you fucking killed the bear. You're obviously gonna eat it. That's food for you and your whole family and shit. But little did you know, you just signed a death sentence for you, your family, and everyone else. It's like, oh god, I don't know. But the worst part is, when I was reading it and shit, people said you can actually eat it if you boil it. If you boil it at like 165 fucking Celsius or some shit, or Fahrenheit, I don't fucking remember what it was, but it was like, you boil it really hot with the fucking bear meat in there, and it kills the parasites and shit. But either way, I don't recommend eating it. But oh god, yeah, the fact of that like, I gotta stop. That parasitic shit fucking gets me. I'm like, "Ugh, that's gross. That's fucking nasty.
Is there a
Fucking
root cause
nasty.
of why they have
Of what?
have
Of
the
why they have it?
parasites?
Yes, I mean, so it's not confirmed, nor is it denied. But the biggest said reason is because they go through. Obviously, they're eating dead animals every here and there. They're eating rotten corpses and shit like that. Like, if it's out there, it's on the menu. And not only that, they're eating trash. That's the biggest one. Is they're eating dead corpses and trash, and it's just all of that is definitely carrying some parasitic worms or some shit like that, or an embryo or some shit, and it gets inside the bear, and then once it hatches and shit, it pushes out up its skin, but it can't push past its fur, so it sticks right between that layer of fur and skin, and it just stays there, and it lives there, and it's super painful for a while, and then after a while, it just is not painful anymore, and it can live like that. Now, people have ate bear jerky and shit, so this is why I know it's contagious and shit. Is people can get this worm. When this worm gets into you, it can go in your body, go anywhere. Once you have it, there is no getting rid of it. It's you have it. That's it. You have it. It's inside of you, and you can actually see it crawl around
That's what she
on
said.
your fucking skin, under your skin. You can see it crawl around, and it's gonna be painful for a while. But after a while, like a couple months or some shit, it'll stop hurting, and it'll just like be there, and that's it. And the only way it's contagious is if you get eaten. If something eats you, they're gonna get that worm, and that's how the cycle continues. And I don't know. It's really fucking weird parasite. It's like, what the fuck? A strange one. Very
I
interesting.
was all in
Strange
for
one.
bear until you said parasites.
I know. That's why. That's why I was bringing this up.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm down for some bear. I'm like, well, about that. No.
What really got me is the fact that you can see it like under
Yeah,
your
it's
skin.
disgusting.
Just
You can look up photos
crawling.
of it right now. It's fucking nasty.
I
It's
don't want
something
to
else.
look up photos of it. I
Yeah, I'm
really
good,
don't
bro.
want to see, bro.
Yeah, guys,
But
I might get a little curious later, but that's it, bro. Right now, I'm good, bro. I want to see the parasites.
uh,
I want to see that there are bugs under your skin type shit. So,
mhm, there are bugs
There
under
are
your
bugs
skin.
under your skin, bro. Holy shit. That's crazy.
but yeah,
I have no other animal that can compare to that type of disease at all in my brain.
I'm
Just
trying to think of a
fucked.
horrible disease that's on an animal that compares to it, but there's not really one. There's really not one that compares to that nasty ass bear parasite. It's like, no.
Nar.
I mean, there always is the fucking, what's that worm that gets as long as a football field and like go inside your body. That worm.
Okay.
I can't remember it. Tapeworm.
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he says no.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, tapeworms don't fuck around.
Bro. Shit, bro.
What's up, brother?
Yeah,
Run
it's,
that top
it's
six.
just thinking about it. It's like, holy shit. Kind of makes me feel very, very uncomfortable.
Oh, it makes me
Yeah.
start to feel hell of uncomfortable once I start thinking about it. It's like, whew, damn, son.
Like, brought it up. I got a little too curious and asked you a little bit more, and I was like, okay. I regret asking you more, and I know. But yeah. It's always good to know. It's always good to have the info. So I don't go and do something stupid. You know, if I ever have to survive out in the woods, don't eat bear meat.
Fuck it. You know what? I want to bring it up. You know, it's been on my mind for a very long time. What do you guys think about those tribes out in, like, this is real world, by the way, right? This ain't no movie. This ain't no fantasy. This is real world. How do you guys feel about those tribes out there that live out in the real world, cut off from society and shit, and have their own, like, way of living life and shit? How do you feel about that?
There's
Like,
so
I
many
think
years.
it's cool.
There's
but-
so many years back, bro.
Exactly.
so
Some of them, no,
many
some of them are
years
so many years
back.
back, and some of them, I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, more than half of them, those isolated tribes and shit are cannibal tribes. Like, they eat people, commit acts of cannibalism. Like, I don't know. I've always been so
Where do I
curious
sign
about
up?
that. Like, wait, what?
fault.
Wait, what?
It was a prank.
I'm just gonna give a little information on one of these islands. I'm trying to remember the name of the island, but fucking, they went out to this island and like, if only I can remember the name of it, but it was this researcher, these two documentary people, and they went on this little boat with all the supplies, and they came onto this island. And the first sign that they should have not got on
Shit,
the
wait a
island
minute.
is as soon as they got close to it, a fucking arrow came out of the woods and stuck right into the beach. That was a warning shot. and they just continued to go forward. They did see the arrow and they stopped, but then they continued to go forward because they had gifts and some stupid other shit. Long story short, when they got to the fucking shore and the beach, these people came out wearing skulls and all this other weird fucking shit, and they actually, the weirdest part, ended up getting an interview with these cannibal tribe, with this cannibal tribe and shit. You can watch the interview, and the whole time they're talking, you don't really know what they're talking about, but you can tell they're talking about like how they do their ritualistic shit and life a little bit. And the only part that's just super creepy to watch is you can see the interviewer, the guy who's talking to the cannibal tribe. He's genuinely freaked the fuck out. You can tell he's scared. And the most scary part is when one of the chicks walks up and puts this like, I don't know if it was in organs or what it was, but it looked like organs with like fucking a bone necklace or some weird shit around him, and he was just like, what? And he was just standing there with that shit on him. I was like, damn, dude, like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, that's normal out there. That's fucking normal out there. You see that shit in movies and shit, but no, there's tribes out there that fucking, they're still like that to this day. To this day. Doing their own ways of going with life, which is totally badass in my opinion, but some of them are a little scary. It's like, the committing acts of cannibalism and shit. And I don't know. How do you guys feel about those tribes? Trent, I want to hear your personal preference on this.
I mean, I don't know. It's honestly pretty natural. Like, I think it's only weird because, like, cannibalism is not so. It's just not really natural to people who are industrialized. But, like, it's
And
pretty normal. Like, if you think about it, almost every animal group is cannibalistic.
commit. No, and you're 100% right, correct. Because once something's dead in the animal kingdom, it's meat, it's food, and that's the thing. Is I wanted to ask too, Trent, a more deep personal basis on this is because it's like, for example, there are three types of cannibal tribes out there. There are the cannibal tribes that do it for sacrificial rituals and shit. Like they commit, acts of cannibalism for sacrifices and shit like that. Like, it's a ritual. Then there's the types that genuinely just eat people. Like that's their food. Like that's their food source and shit like that. And then there's the ones that it's part of their tribe and it's not a ritual, but it's like, I don't know if you've heard of this tribe. I'm trying to remember, but it's like when one of their old ones pass on and shit like that. I'm pretty sure they all cremate them, and that the person who gets cremated, whatever, they take the ashes and shit like that, they eat some of the ash and they rub it on their face. And it's like there's those three types. There's those three types of tribes out there and shit. I mean, there's obviously more, but I'm just putting that into more of a grounded perspective. It's like the three common types and shit you're gonna see that are the cannibalistic. And it's like, I don't know. I can see from the ones that like cremate and stuff, like they're doing some like goodbyes and shit like that. But the ones that are just like on earth eating, I don't know. And I can see, like you said, Trent, you're right. It is nature. I don't know. Eating another human seems a little morbid, a little.
I don't think
little,
I could do it, but like
yeah.
again, I think it's just the way you're brought up. It's like
Mm-hmm.
like Nazis in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, like when you're raised in that environment and that's natural, even with like that ritual stuff, and you're made to like a lot of Christian people,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Christian people raise up or get raised in like a Christian household. They're gonna probably believe in God. They're probably gonna believe in Ten Commandments, and they're gonna believe that if you drink coffee, you go to hell. Same way that
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Drink
seriously,
coffee,
that's
you go to hell.
like some of the strict rules and religions, but it's like that's just that type of stuff where it's like if you are raised and you're like, yeah, you gotta sacrifice people, to appease God. It's like you'll do that.
See, it's like, now I can know exactly what you're saying, Trans. Once you've grown up around that stuff, what you only know what is grown up around is normal, right? It's like,
Yeah.
normal is only what you've ever been around. And so to follow that act and shit, it to you is you're doing the right thing. You're sticking up for your family and shit, but to other people it could be evil or whatever. So it is all about how you look at it. I see exactly what you mean on that, man. But I don't know, those tribes still, it's just like, it's weird to think. Because some of them don't even give you like warnings and shit. Like they just straight up just like fucking kill you. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Because
Right.
it is the
Yeah.
part of their culture. If it's a part of
Yeah.
their culture, they're probably gonna. Who
Yeah,
knows?
you're
They
right.
could think. They could think we're just everybody that invades their, or like goes to their island is hostile. It should be treated as like a threat, or. should be, eaten, pretty much. Something to do with
Well-
our religion or something, pretty much. But
Before I take this massive bong rip, I'm gonna tell you guys one fucking. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys this one thing called a what are they called? It's fucking fairy or folklore, or I don't know, honestly. No, they're like myths. It could be real, they could be not real. You don't know, but they're just rumors spread around in that part. This is one of those German tales. I used to read up on this huge book called Missing People with 401. I think that's called, yeah, 401 if I remember correctly. And then there's another book I read, and it was like
Yeah,
myths
it's
and
missing
legends and shit.
401.
Missing 401, thank you.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite books of all time. But besides that, the second one I used to read was all these morbid facts of fucking countries. And each country had its own list of all these morbid things that happened, these creatures that it was known for. And one that always stuck with me because it sounded so fucking real was one that happened, I'm pretty sure it was Germany, where I swear it was. But how the story goes is it's... sorry, let me clear my lungs, get some water. This story is a little long and a little fucked up, so... All right. How the story goes is this mother and this father, and it was coming up on their daughter's birthday, and they wanted to get her something super special. It was her it was her 10th birthday, and she was hitting double digits. They wanted to get her something super special, and she was a musician. She loved music and stuff like that, so they decided to get her a beautiful maple wood piano that was just absolutely gorgeous. The only problem was they could not get one in their town, even fucking miles away, for nothing. They could not find one Maplewood fucking piano nowhere. They couldn't find any piano, as a matter of fact. But there was one piano in town, and it was this lady's, and she had this beautiful red Maplewood piano, absolutely gorgeous. And they were just like, "Hey, can we give this?" Or I mean, sorry, that's not how it went. The old lady, ended up coming up and being like, "Hey, I have a piano, and I'd love to sell it to you for your granddaughter and stuff like. I mean, your kid, and have this as a present. Have a lovely day, blah blah." Fucking, I don't know that the whole story. This is just. It's been years since I've read it, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But fucking, how it goes? My apologies for so many cuss words, but they end up taking the piano. They get it into the daughter's room, and she is more than exhilarated, absolutely joyed. And so what she do, obviously, is she just gets on the piano and starts playing. She goes crazy on that thing. Well, about a week later, she ended up playing that thing, and the piano broke. It was just like dink and broke. And so they're like, "Oh shit, all right, well, what do we do?" Blah blah. So they called up the old lady and they're like, "Hey, do you by chance know how to fix this piano?" And she actually was like, "Yes, I'm a pianist. I would love to come fix your piano for you. Absolutely. I sold it to you. Why would I not come sell it? But my only thing is, while I go in there to fix it, I need you guys to leave the room or whatever. Is that totally fine? So I can, focus on my work and just do this really fast." The parents were accepting. Were like, "Absolutely, do your thing." She went into the room, came out about 10 minutes later, and it was perfect. The piano was absolutely fixed, absolutely dazzling again, and just good to go. It sounded beautiful. And the old lady said, "Hey, if this piano ever breaks again or anything like that, call me and let me know." She left. About a week later, less than last time, about a week, maybe even less than half a week, the daughter suddenly was in so much pain. Her fingertips were fucking in fiery pain, and she looked so pale and so skinny it was unbearable. The parents noticed something was wrong with her, but she continued to want to play. But then it got to the point when she was playing the piano, it hurt her fingers to even barely tap the notes. And the parents were like, "This is really weird. Something's gone on with our daughter." Well, then, after that time, suddenly again, the piano broke all of a sudden. So they obviously called the old lady. They're like, "Hey, madam, can you come down, fix the piano for us?" She was, "Absolutely, I'll come down." She comes down. She goes, "Hey, while I'm doing this, can you guys please do me a huge favor? Can you leave the room?" You go, "Absolutely." They leave the room. They do this. Except for this time the father was a little skeptical. He said, "All right, something's fucking up with the piano because it's coming into the house. And my daughter's acting weird, acting sick and shit, so it's got to be up." So he starts listening to the door and stuff like that. But now this is what he said in his recounts. All he heard was the piano going ting, ting, and it sounded like she was fixing it. So he went on with his day. He came out of the room. The piano was absolutely fixed, beautiful, and she went on with her day. Obviously said the same thing, "Call me up if it breaks again." The daughter ended up playing. She ended up getting so incredibly fucking sick, skinny, and pale that she could barely walk. Barely. And she tried to play the piano, but when the piano broke, it was perfect because she could not play anymore. She literally could not play anymore. So the parents decided to call her in one last time to fix the piano. They're going to put the piano for storage. This lady comes in, hey, may I do it? You guys have to go outside. They say, absolutely, let's do this. But this time, the father let the mother know that he had suspicions, and the mother and the father both said, fuck it. Look through the keyhole. We'll peek through the cracks and shit. We'll see what's going on with this piano and shit. So they do that. The very first thing they see when she starts to get to work is she pulls out from the middle of this piano this jar of red liquid. This red fucking disgusting murky blacker liquid. It's weird. And the lady opens up the jar and starts chugging it. Just absolutely chugging it. And the father bursts in, freaks out on her, goes, what the fuck is that? And shit like that. And they ended up calling the cops. There is an actual police report for this. That's why this is the weirdest one that I can believe this story, because there's an actual police report on the chick. But the police ended up coming, and the report was, once they went inside and they saw what the fuck the piano actually was, they were scared as fuck. This lady engineered this piano to have these tiny, 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 tiny little needles. So small, in fact, that when you would press on a note, you wouldn't feel these needles pricking your finger. But once you were pressing on it continuously, rapidly pressing on them stuff, it would drain very small portions of blood. Very, very, very slow. So small and so slow, in fact, that your fingers would heal before there would be any signs of blood coming off your fingers. That's why her fingers started hurting really bad. That's why she felt like she was having calluses and shit. And when it's this engineered fucking trinket thing, she would tap on those pianos and it would fill this jars. It was actually 3 jars. It wasn't just one. They only just saw her drink one, but there was 3 jars every time in there, and it would fill up with blood. You already know where this is going. It would fill up with blood, and she designed it to where the piano would stop playing and would break every time each 3 of those jars were filled, and she'd come and she'd drink the little girl's blood and fucking continue her day. It was really morbid and sick and twisted, and the lady's fucking excuse was she thought it kept her young and healthy and I think it was astonishing or something was her words. That's a true fucking horror story. When I read that, I just remember being like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, whoa. I don't know. I don't know what to believe about that one. That one's just such a morbid fact. It's like,
Seems like
an old lady or some shit. Like, I don't know. I really don't know.
like how it seems like it just seems like a fucking story, but
Exactly. It
shit.
seems like a story, but there's one, photos of the chick. 2, the whole police report on her. 3, you can look up the parents. 4, you can see pictures of the daughter in the hospital. That's the only thing that's like, okay, this is weird. This is really fucking weird.
yeah.
Dude, shit like that makes me like, wow, our world. What is going on in it? Like,
What gets me is that she was so smart that she actually designed the piano to like.
that's the scary part.
fucking-
Like, yeah, once people can be so
Fuck.
evil and yet they can be so smart about it, and that's what's so
Yeah.
scary. It's like, damn, to make something so intricate, like so successful, it's like, it's creepy, it's scary.
Pretty
My bad,
much
I've been yapping for
somebody can
days.
sell you a death trap and you won't even know it. It's like, fuck, bro.
My bad, I've been yapping for days. I want somebody else to please to pick up a topic and carry out for me.
All right. So. So who wants to come up with a topic? Who wants to?
See, I'm
think-
good. I think it's getting to that time of the
Yep,
cast where it's
exactly.
the end of the stream.
I think
Very
we're nearing
sad,
the end of the
Pretty
stream.
much.
Do you have any final notes, final thoughts?
Try.
I think it was a.
Those
All I
needles
gotta
sound
say
like you did,
is-
Christian, so small can't even feel it.
Wait, say again.
So small, can't even feel it.
I feel those needles in that story sound like you did, Christian, so small you can't even feel it.
It's crazy, bro.
Sometimes, bro. Nah. So small. you can't even
Sometimes,
feel
bro.
it, nah.
It gets
Yet,
cold on the
enough
winter time,
pounding,
okay?
it'll make
No,
you
I'm kidding.
bleed. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No,
It
I'm
gets cold
sorry.
on the winter time, okay? No, I know. Okay. No.
Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic night. Much love.